Oh, HasanAbi hater. Okay. So we did that. Here's the fucking no stun lock lie that I told you guys. I don't know if I should watch the Noah video or not. It is very good overall. I usually fucking whenever people hit me up to like talk about debate content, I'm like, don't do it. I tell them all the time, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't talk about debate content. Don't even talk about the debate content. That's like it literally makes the debate content thrive to be discussed. You can only feed the beast further. But this one also is a good video overall. And once again, I'm just going to mention this again. I don't think this is exclusive to Vaush.
Hey,
I think that Vaush's community engages in this.
How's it going? I hope you're doing well.
Vaush's community engages in this. But the reason why I think he's using Vaush as an example is because he has experienced that.
This video is set out to criticize too green all that stuff is. Check out how green everything is. Check out how green all that stuff is. So, a little while ago, I released a video called Solving the Debate Bro Problem. This video is set out to criticize two left-leaning political live streamers, Vaush and Xanderhall, for behavior that I found problematic. I looked at a few different examples, so Vaush's interaction with the smaller video essayist Professor Flowers, Xanderhall's video that was critical of myself and some other lefty content creators, and various elements of their respective communities' behavior. After the video's release, Vaush and Xanderhall both reacted to it live on their streams, in videos that have since been uploaded to YouTube. They had many criticisms. I went on to Vaush's stream to talk with him about some of those criticisms. Vaush also released another video on the subject titled Solving the Video Essayist Problem, which was critical of my video's argumentation, or lack thereof, some say that, not me though. I would never say that. I've linked all of those in the description if you're sort of a creep that wants to watch all that stuff. The video's reception was, well, divisive might be the right word. On the one hand, you had a lot of people who understood where I was coming from, who empathized with my frustrations about these spaces, or just were able to have a laugh at the way I went about highlighting them. Vine boom sound. Vine boom sound. Vine boom sound. Vine boom. On the other hand, though, a lot of people didn't like the video. This dislike ranged from, hey man, normally like your videos, but this one was a miss. This wasn't it, Chief. Mr. Chief, this was not it. Mr. Chief. Halo 7. Marriage. All the way to, this is the worst video essay of all time that should be wiped clean from the internet, along with your channel.
This is something that I see all the fucking time from maybe not Vaush's community, but from other communities that I have ever made the mistake of engaging. It's just a very common tactic of how people love to interact with content. Everyone does this, okay? Literally everyone does this. Delete your channel, delete your channel, delete your channel, delete this video, delete this video. It's like, no, motherfucker. No, I'm not going to do that, okay? And then when you do end up deleting the video, or if you do actually end up taking the video down or anything like that, they will literally turn around and celebrate it. Be like, look at this fucking dumbass. He deleted the video. What a fucking idiot. That 100%. He's a fucking dumb idiot bitch. You fucking dumb bitch. You're so stupid. You deleted the video. Now delete your channel. Because it was never about like, I don't know, stopping misinformation from being spread, even though that is what someone might say. Okay. Oh, you deleted it. You're hiding something. You're hiding how stupid you are. What a moron. And again, this is why, what do I do always? Whenever motherfuckers do the whole backpedal, you're backpedaling bullshit, okay? Why do I fucking clamp on dudes that always say, you're backpedaling? I am creating live content, and a lot of that is immediate and genuine reactions to stuff, okay? In that circumstance, sometimes I get things wrong. Sometimes I'm just reading the chat and I'm getting false information from the chat. Okay. So when I admit that I was wrong immediately after processing information, that is not backpedaling. Okay. And I hate that attitude. That attitude is awful. Okay? Which is precisely why I attack that kind of attitude all the fucking time in this community. It's one of the ways that I try to foster this community in the appropriate direction that I see fit. Backpedaling is like an insanely cancerous attitude. But you correcting yourself is a sign of weakness, and debate bros take that as a dub. Exactly. There's a term for it, backpedaling. It's super toxic. It's super annoying, especially because I don't give a fuck about functionally winning a fucking debate. I care more about getting the accurate and adequate information out, okay? And making sure my analysis revolves around the correct facts that I am working with. Accountability, which is why I love when people change their minds. This is the reason why I do what I do, because I want people to change their minds, right? Remember. Not about being right, but getting it right. Thank you. Exactly. Also, it's about running the top of the hour ad break. At the top of the hour, there's a 60-second ad break. If you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is backpedal into subscribing, which you can do for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime. By connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, you get one free Prime subscription a month. And you can use that here on your favorite non-debate bro content creator. Here's the 1 minute ad break now. I forgot to run it 20 minutes beforehand.
The latter response was basically the takeaway from the streamers themselves.
Thank you, Gotcha Remarks, for the thank you for the subs.
I say to all of you with full sincerity that this is quite possibly the worst takedown I've seen.
It's really disappointing how much of the online left can be convinced by such stupid arguments if they're said by somebody with a nice mustache and some bisexual lighting and
like, for the record, I don't know what they're even discussing here, okay? I don't even care. I don't know what Noah's original video was because it was about like Vaush and stuff, and I was like, I'm not touching that. I'm not fucking watching that. I don't even know half the fucking drama that they're discussing. So I want to, once again, respond to something here while I'm having this conversation. Nothing. By the way, he has bisexual lighting. I guess he's just upset that he can't grow a mustache or something. I don't know who the fuck this dude is, for example. I don't know. I don't know anything. Don't know anything about this guy. Don't want to know. Okay? You changed my mind on CRT. I used to be heavily and aggressively against it. Fuck yeah. Okay. Not relevant in the grand scheme of things. The larger, I want everyone to keep their eyes on the prize. The larger conversation about toxicity in debate spaces. He's the underdog debate Eminem. Don't hate, he will go rap god on you. Oh man, I'm sure he has already gone rap god on
chill
me.
Music in the background.
Vaush at one point even offered me a cash reward of double the video's ad revenue to take it down.
If Noah Samson...
Yeah, Ethan took down the Jordan Peterson video, and because people were like, take it down, you're platforming him. And then they were like, wow, he's trying to hide this conversation with Jordan Peterson. Like, it just doesn't matter. There's no winning. There's no winning. Just do what is right.
Deletes the video and publicly retracts the information within, then he can screenshot the AdSense info within it, and I will give him money so that he doesn't lose a cent from deleting it. I'll double it.
So naturally, I took it down. I got the money, and then I put the video back up. I plan on doing that a few hundred more times. Vaush just keeps paying me. Unlimited money glitch. Motherload. Just kidding, that whole thing was a joke. I can't take money from the CIA, I still use TurboTax, it would be a mess. But okay, why are we here today, Noah? Why are we talking about your last video? Grow up, move on. Well, I want to talk today about what I experienced in the aftermath of making it. I want to do this because after I released the video, frankly, some weird stuff happened, and some bad stuff happened. And I want to talk about that, and connect the weird, bad stuff to the experiences of other people. I want to outline how this happens, what the backlash from debate streaming communities looks like, what's at stake.
The fucking money thing, probably, by the way, is like bravado. Okay? It's just like, God, it's so soy-facing, too. It's just so fucking... I'm sorry. It is lame as fuck to be like, I will intellectually destroy you. And then everyone's like, oh, fuck, yo, dude, he's sick. I do it too. I do it too. We all want to be fucking entertaining. And we have like these little cloaks that we put on. We play this song and dance, okay? That is our persona. But like, when you pull yourself out of that for a second, you're like, ugh, really? Anyway.
For some of the people who experience it, and maybe what
But
can
he
be
was
done about
definitely
it
joking,
eventually.
I think.
Probably not today, but someday. So yeah, super vague, but I will get into it. Right after, we quickly take a moment of silence for all those lives lost during that one thing, and then we take a moment to thank the sponsor of today's video, Casetify. If you like having a phone that isn't all fucked up and gross and weird, just have an
Skipping it.
Skipping
Skipping it.
Back to
Skipping
the
his
video.
ads. Fuck ads. Okay.
All right, so after all of the events that I went over, which was my video, the responses, the debate, and the other content, I started seeing one comment pop up in different places on the web. The comment says that basically, in my conversation with Vaush, I walked back my entire video,
Dude, again, oh, he literally walked back. He walked back everything. Bro, it's like I'm literally fucking staring into, like, I'm staring at a mirror. It's always the same. This is also when you're dumb enough to actually fucking engage with a community that thrives on debate and the drama that comes from debating. Okay? Oh, you walked it back. You walked it back. You walked it back. You walked it back. As you check the time to see if you can run the ad break, Lamau? No, I'm not. I'm looking at text messages. YouTube comments on a drama video. Yeah, it's just like, haha, you walked it back. You admitted you were wrong. Just admit you were wrong. You walked it back, you fucking idiot. Oh, anyway, hold on.
admitted to it being full of lies and misinformation, and should therefore delete the video. I've received versions of this comment hundreds of times, maybe thousands at this point if we're counting tweets, from not only fans of these creators, but from the creators themselves.
This guy owes Will Smith a check at this point. You're delusional. Chris Rock rages at Will Smith after he slapped him. Wait, what? Jada Pinkett Smith admits forcing Will to hit Chris Rock. You ruined me. Don't say that. Willow Smith breaks down on silence on how... What the fuck? This dude is just making shit up? Have some respect. Will Smith rages on James Corden for mocking... Oh my God. Anyway, here, let's get back to this. The narrative control.
I've received versions of this comment hundreds of times, maybe thousands at this point if we're counting tweets, from not only fans of these creators, but from the creators themselves. So is this what happened? Did I walk back my video in the debate? And at first, I wasn't sure. So I watched it back, only to discover that, no, this did not happen. In my conversation with Vaush, I conceded 3 points, and none of these points stand in the way of my video's main arguments. The driving issues behind my video, the reasons why I made it, were Vaush's treatment of Professor Flowers and Xanderhall's problematic language. The 3 points that I conceded in the debate had nothing to do with these. It has been a little while, so if your memory's a little hazy on it, I encourage you, go back and watch the debate. That is what happened. And yet, here we have countless people jumping into my comment sections to self-righteously proclaim something that is demonstrably false, and using this falsehood as a justification to force my hand into...
Why are you giving this guy clout? Wait, what? I like him. I like Noah Samson's thoughtful videos a lot. And the reason why I'm watching this video in particular is because I think it addresses like the way that debate communities operate and the way that a lot of content creators operate, as a matter of fact, on the internet, and why it's so toxic, especially when it's when the ultimate goal is about, like, you know, having a united front that that criticizes, attacks right-wingers. And a lot of people will literally turn around and be like, yo, that's so dishonest. We need to be cleaning up our own community. It's like, no, you're fucking just trying to you're trying to infiltrate and subvert and focus attention to other leftists over marginal fucking disagreements that you may or may not have, that is turning into much larger problems because that's just the way some people operate. That's just the way some people make fucking content. I don't like that at all. I hate it. I don't like it.
into deleting a video. That seems a bit weird. right? Lest this come off as me saying that no, I did not get owned actually, as I slowly shrink into a corn cob. That's not true. I did get owned. Roughly 1 million people on the internet think I'm the worst video essayist of all time, and I'm fine with that. Honestly, I am. What I'm not a big fan of though is being bullied. And sometimes it's hard for me to tell when that's happening, and I have since realized that it did happen here. Now, here one might object, well, Noah, you went onto the debate stream and you were conciliatory. You didn't argue for your positions well, and you backtracked enough points that if people got the impression that you don't believe what you said in your video, can you really blame them? And initially, I actually agreed with this point. I was like, you know, yeah, I guess this is just kind of what happens when you go on debate streams, especially if you go on unprepared and unseasoned in the art of debate, as I was and still am. I'm not coming back on, guys, so don't ask. I should have known better than to go on that stream. Ultimately, this might be my fault, or so I thought. When I actually took a step back, though, and thought about it, and then watched the debate a few more times, I realized that no, that's bullshit. People should not be allowed to lie about stuff just because I didn't go full debate lord in the debate realm. That should not be standard procedure. I entered that conversation attempting to seek understanding. I felt bad, frankly, after seeing how poorly my—
Guys, stop. Like, listen. You're literally forgetting the main point of this video, or at least what I'm trying to extract from this video. The video hyper focuses on Vaush because that is Noah's experience with Vaush. But you're literally doing the thing that I'm fucking annoyed by, which is using this as an opportunity to just be like, Vaush sucks. Vaush sucks ass, dude. Fuck Vaush. Vaush is terrible. Blah, blah, blah. Listen. Stop. Stop feeding into the toxicity, okay? You're doing the thing that, like, I am fucking annoyed by. Oh my god.
My video was received.
Like, what the fuck is that?
And how if my goal was to put a stop to the bad behavior I tried to call out, then the video was a failure. I went on wanting to try to, like, I don't know, figure out what went wrong, I guess. And when this audience of people saw me do that, what they saw was weakness, and they took that weakness as a sign to go on the attack. And that's what they did. They took whatever they could to discredit me, and now because of this, they feel justified, vindicated even, in bullying me into silence. Cancel culture, the woke Twitter mob strikes again. One thing that's been brought up a few times is the question of where do we draw the line between criticism and harassment? Where does warranted punishment for having a bad take turn into abuse? I think making this distinction at times can be difficult, but I think in the case of larger streamers like Vaush, they're—
Seeing the video, honestly, the harassment seems very exaggerated. I mean, dude, I can't speak for Noah's personal experiences, but are you fucking joking, dude? Let me tell you something. Why do you always, if you're in this community, why do you always say, Hasan, please stop getting fucking into the same stun locks over and over again? Why are you still constantly and consistently addressing the same points over and over again? Why? Why do you think I find myself addressing the same talking points non-fucking stop? Okay, it's because this attitude is exactly what is directed towards me on a daily fucking basis. You think it's because I'm the worst piece of shit on the planet that I got quote unquote canceled fucking 18 times this year so far for buying a car, I don't know, making money, buying a house, saying cracker? You think those were all legitimate grievances that keep getting brought up over and over again? Or, for example, fucking being, I guess, in support of Russia, even though I'm not, despite the fact that I've literally raised money against Russia. Doesn't matter. Still support of Russia. Fuck you. Who cares? You got owned. Like, why do you think I address that stuff all the time? It is fucking cancerous. It is absolutely cancerous. It fucking sucks. And it's all about controlling the fucking narrative. And people on the internet, specifically people on the internet that do this all the time, have a lot of goddamn time on their hands. Well, oh, you can't take criticism. You can't take criticism. Reactgate. That was another one. Reactgate. You can't take criticism. You can't take criticism. Bro, there's criticism I can take, which I have, and admitted I was wrong on, and moved on from a year ago. And then there is like cutting as many fucking videos as you possibly can, over the course of fucking 2 years and still relitigating things all the time and turning it into more content. You know? I'm not defending debate at low culture, but Vaush gets also a shit ton of hate, just like yourself. Problems that, unlike you, he's somewhat guilty of doing it to others. That's what I'm saying. I've told this to Vaush directly in fucking DMs too. I was like, bro, listen, you know this better than anyone else. Stop doing this to other people. Okay? It is incredibly trendy to fucking shit on Vaush. He says a lot of fucking things, and he said a lot of weird like things. He's like really into anime, okay? So it is super easy to just like cut a fucking video as a normal person. Any normal person that looks at like 90% of the thing, the agitprop out there against him will be like, okay, fuck that. That's crazy. This guy's crazy. So it's wild that he would like, you know, turn around and do similar things to other people on the left, especially. What the fuck? Especially someone like myself who avoids talking about it deliberately and on purpose, despite knowing full well that it's a super easy fucking slam dunk. You know? He's really into anime. What does that mean? Yeah, you know how that works. If you're really into anime, you know that. All the hate you received since I started subbing last summer is absolutely insane and unjustified, but the fact that you keep fighting the good fight keeps me going and makes you love you even more. Thank you.
There are factors about their medium which can elevate standard criticism into harassment territory quicker and more easily than creators in other mediums. It can also sustain this harassment for longer than it might elsewhere. And this is really more of a theory derived from what I've seen these creators say and my own experiences. But like, okay, you have a few thousand people watching you, giving you positive feedback, and that feedback is reciprocated. The chat's like, oh man, they're doing you dirty, man. It's super fucked up what they're doing to you, dude. Oh, they're really bad. And sometimes the streamer's like, you know what? Yeah, they are fucked up, dude. Fuck these guys. I hate them. Spit on them. And the chat's like, yeah. A lot of times the chat wants...
This is literally real. This is like 100%. Not just, again, I'm going to keep repeating this, but everyone is only going to see this as like, oh, Hasan is like shitting on Vaush or whatever. But this is 100%. It's the same, like, I feel like we're doing the lol cow shit again. Like, we had this conversation yesterday when we were talking about speed, and I feel like we're just relitigating that exact same convo right this very moment, right the fuck now. It's just drama baiters that are like, yes, yes. And that is fostered in the blood sport communities, unfortunately. It just sucks. You're not there because you have, like, a morally consistent perspective. You're there because... want to see blood. You want to see the fucking best debate lord destroy all the other debate lords. You're there for the fucking blood. And that's why you can actually win over those people in debates. Those are the 20% that actually switch sides on a debate. Whoever is rhetorically better and overpowers the other side, whoever can rationalize logical fallacies better in a fucking debate, especially a debate that, like, you know, if you're siding with like issues that, you know, most of the debate lord lovers, the, you know, 4chan poll people love. He talks about it too always, about how his chat just wants blood sports, etc. But yeah, I think his discussions, he misinterprets people and argues semantics and then believe that person forever. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to fucking shake that off, dude. You got to sever that. I had a community like that as well, you know, and I made it very clear to the people in my community that, like, if you keep doing this, I'm going to ban you. And then I banned a fuckload of them. And I'm better off for it. So just listen to my example. Look at my example, okay? If you want success in this field, I'm telling you, this is how you become successful.
Blood. This is something that has been acknowledged within the community. Now, I'm really not trying to point the finger of blame in any one direction here. This process has a lot of moving parts. You have the creators themselves, their orbiters, the communities, the subreddits, the forums, the hours and hours and hours of streams, the comment sections, where the spiciest, most sycophantic takes are rewarded with the sweet, sweet dopamine of likes and faves and retweets and reposts. And all of it coalesces into one single force field that incentivizes...
For the record, this doesn't mean that, like, if you see misinformation about me on the internet, like, you shouldn't respond to it. Just don't attack other people randomly. But like, if you see, because I see this a lot, like, for example, one of the most deranged communities is the fucking swerfs, right? The sex work exclusionary radical feminists. They constantly fucking say that, like, oh, Hasan, he fucking uses all of his money to, like, you know, go to brothels and stuff. Because I went to a brothel in 2010. The brothel was raided, okay? In Germany, brothels are legal. And that brothel was raided in Berlin. Artemis is the name of the brothel. That brothel is still in operation. And they, in very bad faith, will literally fucking say, I went to a brothel that was raided for, like, child sex trafficking or whatever the fuck. Like, they just lie. Straight up fucking lie. The brothel was raided for tax evasion. Okay? And it was raided, like, 8 years after I went to that fucking brothel. How am I supposed to know? Okay, it's a tourist destination that I went to in, like, 2010. Now, listen. But they just fucking lie. They lie and you know, they continue with that lie all the time. And I see, every time I see a comment like that, I see like 8 fucking people underneath it being like, that brothel was raided for tax evasion. You're a fucking piece of shit. You're lying. Fuck you. You know, why are you doing this? And I respect that. That's good. That's not a bad thing. Or whenever people just like fucking bring up old drama, like buying a house, like I see people being like, that's wrong. You know, everybody fucking buys houses. You're out of your mind for getting mad about this. So, like I said, that's normal. That's healthy. If you want to do that, you can go off and do that. Just don't fucking go and... It was literally rated for trafficking and tax evasion. Yeah, it's really interesting that it's still in operation to this day. And also, not only is it still in operation to this day, but also they ended up countersuing the government. And they found no one got arrested. So what happened there? Like now I'm just like defending a fucking random brothel. It was literally rated for trafficking and tax evasion. Yeah, okay. It's interesting that like they didn't arrest a single person for trafficking. So that must mean that it's they were doing trafficking there, right? But even then, I don't even fucking know. It's not my like it's not my brothel, you dumb bitch. Why are you bringing this up to me? It has nothing to do with me. Why am I defending some random fucking brothel? Hello? Am I the pimp? The time gap thing for any character assassination involving the future on noble events is pretty disgusting. Yeah, exactly. That's the craziest thing. You're like literally... It's like yelling at me because I went to a TGI Fridays and then fucking 5 years later someone died of like you know, food poisoning. Oh, okay, my bad, bro. Holy shit. You did this. How dare you? How dare you eat onion rings at the TGI Fridays in 2010? What the fuck, dude? Can you comprehend a world in which like that's appropriate as an argument to launch? Anyway.
Drama farming and misrepresentation. Maybe we could term this the Vaush effect or something. Because I think a lot of times criticisms against him are actually criticisms of this effect. But this energy bounces back and forth between fandom and creator until narratives are formed. And then those narratives are used as justification for all kinds of bullying, harassment, and coercion against perceived adversaries. And given the distance and speed at which these narratives can travel, a lot of times there's enough space between the actual harassment going on and the creators that it's really difficult to hold people accountable. But what's worse is that sometimes you get creators directly calling for the harassment.
I bought services from one of the most exploitative industries on the planet. How could I? Oh, I ban him. See, that's what I mean. The moment that you address criticism, the moment that you address psychotic, here's how it works, okay? Here's how it works. You are a psycho on the internet. You're very bored, and you want desperately for the creator to acknowledge your existence, okay? So you realize, like, if I say something super psychotic in the chat, he will notice it. and he will respond to it. And then when I do end up noticing a psychotic fucking take in the chat and respond to it and we move on, other people go, oh shit, that's how I can get the fucking, that's it. That's the secret. I'm going to do that now. I'm going to do the exact same thing that the other person got fucking clapped for. And that's how the fucking loop goes on and on and on. Now, add an additional layer to that where you then go and take that clip to your fucking favorite swerve content creator or whatever, and then your favorite swerve content creator makes a fucking video about it, and then 100,000 people watch it, and then boom, all of a sudden, now you have 100,000, if not even more people in the chat trying to fucking continue that same fucking cycle of toxicity. Then you actually end up responding to that as well, and then boom, that's another 45-minute video. Holy shit. And this is exactly how this industry works. Okay? The people that say Hasan cannot take criticism are fucking insane. I respond to critics every day, no matter how fucking bad faith they are. So much so that I have to literally stop responding to criticism because it just becomes my entire content. And the criticism oftentimes is not even anything serious. Okay.
Dogpiling or brigading of other
Bro
creators.
has to defend a 10-plus-year-old nut. Exactly, dude. Exactly. There's chatters in here that are literally fucking younger than the nut that I'm talking about.
If you're familiar with these spaces, you're probably familiar with this approach. Recently,
Notice you talk a lot on points that you don't fully understand. Boom. See? Another one of those, dude. Okay. Here's what we're doing going forward. Clapping them. Blammo. Get fucked.
Vaush did this to a creator, some of you may against.
Okay, here, I gotta go back to
Maybe
this
we
again.
could term this the Vaush effect or something. Because I think a lot of times criticisms against him are actually criticisms of this effect. But this energy bounces back and forth between fandom and creator until narratives are formed. And then those narratives are used as justification for all kinds of bullying, harassment, and coercion against perceived adversaries. And given the distance and speed at which these narratives can travel, a lot of times there's enough space between the actual harassment going on and the creators that it's really difficult to hold people accountable. But what's worse is that sometimes you get creators directly calling for the harassment, dogpiling, or brigading of other creators. If you're familiar with these spaces, you're probably familiar with this approach. Recently, Vaush did this to a creator some of you may know. Her name is Natalie Wynn, aka ContraPoints, LeftTube's mom. In the aftermath of the Vaush J.K. Rowling ironic misogyny debacle, none of those words are in the Bible, Natalie criticized Vaush for centering himself in the conversation on trans advocacy. And then, during his stream, Vaush said this.
The thing that really bothers me is, like, is this not exactly like all of—
Stop. This is a great example, again, this is a great example of a well-intentioned fan continuing the fucking cycle. Space Ace, stop it. Stop it. I'm using this as an example. You are not being helpful when you say, I see psychos on Twitter call you a sex tourist who continues to go where prostitution is legal so you can buy women. They all think you objectify/abuse women. These swerves are so insane. I understand that you think this is being helpful. Okay? You have seen criticism and you think this is being helpful. You're not. You are continuing to stir the pot. You are continuing to force me into, once again, respond to this criticism. So, hey, this is another moment where we are cleaning up the community a little bit, okay? Don't do this. Don't do this. Please. Please do not do this. And chat, do not dogpile on Space Ace. You do it all the fucking time, too.
of the woke scolds who would reply to ContraPoints and say stuff like, are you done invalidating the voices of trans women who have been hurt by your content? It's such a shitty, presumptuous—
Oh, I gotta point something out here, by the way. Like, Vaush isn't trans. Right? I don't think he is. When other trans people tell Natalie that she's invalidating the points of view of trans women, that's a little bit more disagreeable. Now, as a cishet breeder, okay, I'm not even like gay or bi or pan or whatever the fuck, and I think Vaush is, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm the worst of the worst at this. I put myself in other people's businesses all the time, okay, all the time, okay. You did that. You did that just now by saying, oh, well, Noah did that too. In a video where Noah is personally talking about how like brigading is bad and like it fucking bullies content creators and is not a good thing and we should be more responsible, all of us. You literally turn around, well, fucking Noah did that too. Shut the fuck up. Stop trying to justify the criticisms that are fucking valid, okay? Not about Vaush, just across the board. Even my own fucking community as well, okay? Stop. The greatest example of this is the r/place drama, which wasn't even fucking significant in any meaningful capacity, but because normal people that aren't fucking obsessed with like hating on me saw something random, like a artwork between, you know, the hostile emote, fish, and Will's dog, Will's emote, okay, being destroyed for no reason other than petty fucking bullshit. And then immediately the first thing that people did in that community straight up was, well, one, open up my stream to watch me get mad over it. When that didn't happen, they were mad and they kept fucking watching to see if there was like an actual, admit it, you don't know the name of Will's dog? Farley? What you think I don't know Will's fucking dog's name? What do you mean? I spent the whole fucking day with him last week. They started literally, when they couldn't get the reaction, they started like sending me and dead dog memes, and it still didn't work, okay? But it's like fucking insane shit, like making jokes about like dead dogs or whatever. It's like, bro, come on. It's literally just pixels. It's not working. You're just looking more and more like a dickhead, okay? Now, and then once they realize like, oh shit, normal people actually look at this and go, this is fucking really deranged, they tried to find a fucking narrative that would justify it. What was the narrative to justify it? Oh, he actually personally still mad. See, this is what I mean. I'm not. I promise. I don't know what I can do to get you to believe this, okay? I'm not, but it's okay. You know? Yes, if you want to believe that I'm very mad, go ahead. What you are failing to recognize is you look like deranged psychopaths to like normal people, okay? Stop. You're just copium. You're like, oh, he's so mad. We got him so good. Okay, dude. Yeah, you got me. I am so mad. You fucking got me. So the reason why I'm explaining this is because once they realized people were like really fucking, you know, people were like upset at them, they started crafting a narrative very deliberately to be like, no, actually, the actions that we took weren't just like petty to try to trigger Hasan, who we fucking hate and we've hated and we've made content around hating him for a long ass time. It was actually for a justifiable reason because he actually attacked first. He attacked us first. Like, no, I fucking didn't. No, I didn't. Miskiff made a joke, or Bruce mentioned something. We all made a joke and we fucking moved on. No one ever thought about that ever again. But they literally took something that was so minor, okay, and turned it into a legitimate justification for their actions, okay? Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up, because it's like so fucking stupid and irrelevant, okay? It's so stupid and so irrelevant. 2-minute joke, but you are the one who's mad? Wait, what do you mean? The reason why I'm bringing it up is because it's a microcosm of the way that a lot of people operate on the internet, okay? If they can't get positive interactions off of that like hate raid, then they will turn around and try to make it seem as though they were doing it for a justifiable and honorable cause. Okay? And all of a sudden, and the joke was about how we can't have fun with that community because they take everything so seriously as far as to dox people over it. Yeah, literally, exactly. And it was true. It is true. It's just like I can't deal with it. I can't mention anyone. I can't deal with that at all. It's a swarm. It's a hate swarm. They message literally all the fucking people in my chat and shit. It's psychotic. So I don't want to. And then they get so fucking mad. And they ramp up the pressure. It's really, really weird. You know? Maybe you just suck. Have you ever thought about that? look at this. Can't defend ideas, Omega Lol. Couldn't defend pixels, Omega Lol. Like, maybe you're just like a fucking weirdo, dude, and no one wants to be around you. Like, maybe, you know what I mean? Like, this kind of behavior is very strange, dude. You're not. Like, I will never be able to describe to you that you are, behaving in like an incredibly deranged way because you're so invested in this. Maybe a couple years down the line, you look back at the way you were operating and go, wow, that was kind of weird. But, calm down, dude. Just be normal, please. Like, as a chatter correctly pointed out, even if I was like actually fucking super butthurt, super mad, don't you feel like that? I mean, what happened to you? Why are you happy about that? Like, you're just saying that like I made you mad. And that's good. Like, I made you mad. I made you upset. Okay. You got it. You got me, dude. You really upset me. What the fuck?
By this, you know?
Which, in a way, I understand. I didn't see it as a malicious thing. The problem with that, though, is what this sentiment results in. When Vaush says stuff like this, he might be using ironic bravado or
in that experience. I was talking about Destiny, by the way, and his community, which I really try not to because it just becomes like awful every time that conversation takes place. Like, they will literally, this will probably be like a 45-minute video about how I'm fucking so mad and so upset, or like, I don't know, using my dead dog for clout or some shit, like, even though I didn't even mention it at all, or that aspect of it in this conversation until just now. Like, I already know, I already know what's going on. And listen, if you are currently in here, if you're watching this as a clip, I'm not mad. They get happiness out of being mad, dumb, online stuff. Lamont, what a fucking psychos. But if that's gonna make you feel better, like I can act like I'm very mad. Like, oh man, I'm so mad. You got me. You hurt my feelings. I watched the channel a lot in the past 8 months. Dee's been brought up a handful of times to check their community, like 10 times in that time. Every time they were spending time shitting on Hasan, there's just like, it's just their content. Okay. So let's continue. You have no shame condemning dogpiling when you always send your chatters en masse to subscribe at the top of the hour. It's true. At the top of the hour, there is the kind of dogpiling that I do like. Dogpiling on the subscription button. When you all get together collectively and subscribe for $5 or for free in order to avoid said ads. Okay? Right. That was a good one. That was a good one, chatter. Twitch Prime is free as long as you connect your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account. You get one free Prime subscription a month. Here's a 1-minute ad break now.
or whatever, but his following, when they say it, when they call me a spineless loser that should delete his channel and make fun of me for stuttering and various other bad stuff, they mean that shit. These people become emboldened by this rhetoric to act in a manner that might on the surface just seem abrasive, but in actuality ends up being just genuinely abusive and coercive. And much like how each tweet from his fans that went after Natalie all berated her with the same message, that she's wrong, with the intent of bullying her into changing her mind, each comment on my video was essentially a copy and paste of his statements, with the intended goal of bullying me into deleting it. I'm not liking this floof here. How do I get rid of the floof? Haircut? Is that how you do it? It does make me wonder, like, how much of this is motivated by his fans' genuine beliefs, and how much of it is them just following orders. And while the exact ratio may be tough to find, I do know that were he not to make these statements and commands, this dogpiling would not be taking place. It's precisely this effect, the collective Vaush unconscious, that had me legitimately doubting my own intentions with my video. The influx of this type of stuff in the week after its release is part of what led me to actually take taking the video down for a little bit. If you read things like this enough times, it really starts to get into your head. The combination of them being so confident that they're correct, while airing these feelings of victimization with such condescension, this is what eventually results in people being forced to fall in line by this community. It results in damage control when things come out that make them look bad, and it's a really problematic dynamic. Another more recent example of this dynamic can be found in an extremely long and complicated interaction that Vaush had with the YouTuber Cat Black. To be clear, this one was a mess. As such, I'm only going to look at one specific example from it that relates to what I'm talking about here. I will try to give as much context as is necessary. So, around the time of Vaush's JK Rowling stuff, Cat made a tweet thread asking specifically trans women in her audience about the efficacy of the ironic misogyny Vaush displayed. So, basically asking, what do we think about this? Vaush eventually messaged her about the thread, and they went back and forth. Cat ended up leaking these DMs when she felt that Vaush had misrepresented their contents to his stream. So, during this exchange, Vaush's community attempted to rewrite the order of events with the goal of discrediting Cat by painting her as a sexual abuser. Their justification for this accusation was that
This is like, dude, this is what I'm saying. It's like, this is so fucked up, dude. It's just like, that's the kind of shit that is like, I mean, I'm glad that I used the Swerf example earlier. Like, it's the same energy, you know? It's not good. Not good at all. Really bad, actually. Don't do that. It's really fucked up. Especially if you are a fan, like I said, of Vaush, who routinely deals with people that are fucking saying the horrible shit about him. Okay? Do you understand? Like, you get it? Like, that's so strange to do that. What a strange thing to do. Game Theory just got a new clip after 2 hours. Oh, yeah.
that Cat had made sexual comments about Vaush without his consent, pictured here. What this accusation is leaving out, though, is that what she said here was directly responding to Vaush saying this on his stream while referencing Cat.
Yeah, Vaush is pretty much exactly what Cat states he's into. All right, are you guys ready for the mildest hot take in the universe? Okay. Super idpol, like, lefty black women who are like really condescending to white people in terms of their ability to engage in political discourse. Love fucking white dudes. It's the exact same reason that racist white guys all watch interracial porn to jerk off to. It's the exact same thing. It's identical. There's no difference. It's literally the exact same goddamn thing. It's true. I'm sorry, guys. People who have like racist thoughts tend to like weirdly fetishize like interracial.
Oh, this is definitely a disagreement that I have with Vaush on this too. Like, look, I haven't seen a lot of his videos on this or any of his videos at all. But from what I understand, maybe he can elaborate or maybe he can describe his perspective. But the idea that like anti-blackness from white people and anti-whiteness from black people is actually equal, and it's like, and you know, I just hate all racism is just basically saying you're colorblind, okay? It's the same energy as being like, I'm colorblind. And it's oftentimes almost exclusively advocated for by white people, even white people in leftist spaces, okay? And I'm sorry, and I know you guys are not going to give me any charitability for this because, let's be real, I am, you know, Mr. Crackergate after all, if you are in here and you hated that take. You know, there are historical reasons as to why this is not a one-to-one comparison, okay? It might make you feel bad when a black person is like, oh man, I hate white people or whatever the fuck. But, you know, there is a historical justification for it. Do people sometimes take it too far? Absolutely. But ultimately, if you're going to make an argument about this or if you're going to have the conversation like this, you have to be very careful and be very deliberate and very specific with the words that you use. And also, once again, recognize the differences, the historical differences, and also on top of that, just the contemporary differences that still exist. We covered this over the course of the past 2 days. 2 days it took for us to even go through the Knowing Better video about neo-slavery. So much of the information that Knowing Better mentioned in his video is never taught in schools. And there's a specific reason for that. So if you think that you do not debate, have a chat with him, I would rather literally kill myself in a video game than do that. Nope, not a 10-minute one. That's a fucking perma, baby. No shot. Don't ever come in here and say that. No shot. I will never, ever fucking debate, okay? I will not. And if you think that that's because I'm a coward or because I cannot fucking, defend my positions, I don't even care if you feel that way. Fine, okay? No. This entire video that we're watching currently, that I'm watching specifically because I fucking despise the toxic culture that this creates. It's a gigantic waste of time. It is just simply for the worst of the worst types of people on the internet making new clips and creating new controversies specifically. And I'm not even talking about Vaush in this situation. I'm talking about the people who watch specifically for the debates to continue the drama. Do you understand? You're doing it for them. And I don't want to give it to them. I don't want to celebrate them. I don't want to fucking, make them get away with the type of content that they want to create. Okay? And again, I'm not talking about the content creators themselves. I'm talking about the watchers. Okay? You know who you are.
Race shit for probably reasons they should be more critical of.
So neither of these things are good, right? Weird, sexually charged, invasive race play fetish rants are bad. Body shaming and leaking DMs are also bad, generally speaking. Her reasoning for leaking the DMs justifies the leak, in my opinion, but that's just me. However, while people can argue back and forth about which of these is worse, the point here is that the offensiveness of what Vaush said was almost completely ignored, while the offensiveness of what Kat said has been singled out and used as a line of attack. I'm not making a comment about which is worse. We shouldn't do either, but the point stands. Especially given that her tweet is directly responding to this invasive rant from Vaush. He said that stuff first. There is a different standard being applied here by this audience of people, and that's bad. Also, what's important to note here is that Kat later acknowledged her mistake in making this comment about Vaush in a tweet thread, but did Vaush acknowledge making any mistakes here, like talking about her in that manner on his stream? I don't know, and I have no plans of watching a 7-hour stream to find out. Maybe he did, but based on how his community still calls her a sexual harasser to this day, I have my doubts. And okay, so another—
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy. We all gotta fucking clean up our shit, okay? I mean, that's wild.
Another thing somebody might say here is, well, Noah, doesn't your video encourage people to dogpile onto debate bros? It does paint them in a pretty bad light. Why is what you've done just considered criticism, but when we do it, it's harassment? And the thing is, you would be right to ask these questions. I'm willing to acknowledge that videos like mine contribute to this culture. They create negative impressions that can lead to dogpiling. It took me going through all of this to realize that this is one of the responsibilities of having a platform, and it's something I plan on taking seriously moving forward. You can't control what everyone does.
Where's that chatter? Where's that chatter? Someone give me the name of the chatter right now that was like, hold on. I'm going to find him. I'm going to find that fucking piece of shit. That little limp dick motherfucker who was like, ha! He's not. He's dogpiling. He dogpiled in his video. And I was like, if he dogpiled in his video, he probably will acknowledge it. Because, this entire video is about dogpiling. And he was like, no, he didn't. You kept it? All right, let's hear it. 4-month subscriber. I hope you're still in here. I would like to hear from you, please. It would be far more helpful if lefties weren't battling each other. The right is band together on culture wars. The problem with Noah's position on this is that in his original video, he sent a brigade against Xandertal's channel. We need to stop indoctrination of the multiplication and division. There was another guy who said Noah doesn't acknowledge it too. For the record, there's a difference. I'm not going to ban him. There's a difference between, because I'm in a good mood. I don't want to fucking create more haters, okay? There's a difference between also, like, literally fucking cutting a video about a specific thing, about a specific concept. Not to say that, like, everyone is, no one should ever make videos, okay? I am getting soft, exactly. There's a difference between, like, you know, calling out certain things that are harmful overall or making videos about it versus in an incredibly bad faith manner, clipping shit out of context, trying to fucking swarm someone, trying to get them to fucking respond to your content and like your bad faith attacks, specifically so that, you know, your content creator daddy can make more fucking blood sports videos and eventually draw you in for a debate, ultimately to continue down that same fucking pipeline of making more content, even, you know, making more content about it. It's just like, it's incredibly self-defeating. It's a horribly toxic cycle. And if you guys want legitimate and genuine conversations, and I say this to all the hate watchers that are in here right now, a lot of you will probably never even see this because, you know, this part will get cut. This part will get cut out of the hate videos that are going to inevitably come out of this. So let me say it one more time. For all of you who are in here watching, okay, for all the hate watchers, if you've arrived at this part of the video, good job. That means that the person who put this part of the video in is either not operating in like super bad faith or wants to show that they're not in super bad faith. So here's what I will tell you. Okay? If you want your content daddy to be able to interact with other content daddies, okay, if that's your parasocial desire, then stop behaving like a psycho, because your actions as a community member for your parasocial content daddy is making people not want to interact with your parasocial content daddy. And this goes out to my community as well, for the record, okay? Straight up. That's a big problem. People often say, oh, he never mentions Destiny because he's afraid or whatever. No, I don't mention him because he makes videos every time I fucking mention his name. He makes like a 45-minute video. And then that same spiral and that same cycle of fucking psychos come back in here and annoy me and ruin the content that I'm like interested in doing. Okay? Every time there's even a minor mention of anything that is tangentially related, there's a 45-minute video cut out. I can't deal with that. It's just fucking crazy. It's crazy. Stop it. And the community then, you know, feels like that's dope. That's actually sick. That's what I want. Okay? Stop trying to justify cyber stalking because you think I'm like a bad person. This is the brigading part
out
that
of
the
context, but I mean the full video's there. It's a full video. You can watch the whole thing. Also, if you do go there, don't say anything mean, please. Just comment Squid Gang with 6 G's. But that's all I really needed to say about that guy.
That's the brigading? This is what the chatter was talking about when he said this is brigading? We're literally so fucking sensitive, dude. Just get over your ego. Man, it is so sad that I will never be able to get across anything to you. It's just the charitability bridge has been broken in your brain. It's just not going to happen. Okay? See, that's because literally every time you mention him, it's an attack on him. Do you not expect him to defend himself against attacks against him? Brother, I do not, okay? I do not. You're a 10-month subscriber. You're literally a 10-month subscriber. Like, you have to understand this a little bit better, okay? There have been a million fucking instances where I could have made like actual, like a fuckload of, let me take you seriously for a second. Destiny has been involved in a fuckload of controversies of his own doing. Not even like moral outrage. I'm sure that there's certainly moral outrage fabricated because people hate him at this point. Like, people despise him. But he personally gets involved in shit all the goddamn time. I regularly do not fucking talk about it when that shit happens. I know that you're going to find like anything and everything you can now, going back to all the VODs, to find like an instance, a single fucking instance of like even a mere mention or something that I alluded to, okay? To specifically turn around and make this into like a larger thing, which is the Our Place drama example I gave over and over again, which is you in your never-ending desire to justify your deranged and pathological behavior, okay? There have been so many instances where I could have just like piled on, and I didn't because I don't want to. I don't care. I don't care. I just don't want to be a part of that. Okay? Isn't he saying you can't... See, this is what I mean. This is what I mean. This is what I mean. Get the fuck out of here. You are not allowed in this community anymore. Neither are you, for the record. You can keep watching, but, you know, you're not going to be able to speak. I don't care. Stop. Stop. Don't go there. Don't mention it. I don't fucking care. You are bringing it up for no fucking reason. Made yet another enemy now. Stop falling for the bait. Your chat is getting more and more toxic, Haas. What the fuck? It's because brigades are occurring now, okay? That's why.
Online, obviously, but you can take steps to be more responsible. So something like making it clear to my audience that if they're going to comment on someone's work who I'm criticizing, don't do it unless you're going to be constructive, or at least not be a dick. But my video's lack of disclaimers is so much
Don't do this either. Don't do this either. Do not do this either. Stop. Stop. Do not do that either.
Different than Vaush actively weaponizing his audience against other creators, dogpiling them and coercing them into getting what he wants. And I think that difference is worth taking into account. And despite this difference, despite the fact that my video essay did not explicitly call for any public action against Vaush, as he's done here, I do recognize that it still could have had the same effect, which again is why, not just for streamers, but video essays too, and really everyone on this platform with a large audience, we need to be more responsible, especially when we're dealing with people who don't have our same level of protection. Now, I do want to be clear here. Once there was some communication between Vaush and I, once he was at least aware that the video I made did not set out to attack him unjustly, this condescension died down. After around this time, as far as I know, he didn't go out of his way to stir up drama on his stream. The wave of these comments slowed. Also, a war started, so that could be part of it. But I didn't do that, so I would never do that. I hate war. He addressed our conflict on a recent stream and did so in what I felt was a fair manner.
Fred is becoming more toxic because he's literally addressing this problem. The increase in toxicity is just proving his point. Exactly. Exactly. And it's happening already. It's happening currently.
Noah Samson. I don't think that he's dumb. A lot of people in my community have said that he's dumb. I don't actually think that. I think that snark, when applied unwisely, can often come across as dumb because it gives the impression of a sort of confident ignorance of a subject, you know. We'll see how things play out with him.
And I
Genuinely constructive criticism. Not doing debates so you don't cultivate the type of people who watch debates is the exact reason you should stop hyper-focusing on toxic chatters. You're cultivating an audience who bait you into going off on them. 1,000,000% you're right. Thank you. That is actually very good constructive criticism. Thank you, chatter. You are 100% correct. It's something that I am working on actively to stop. Okay? Straight up. You're right. 1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. Even though I'm subbed, I love that you've never had your chat on sub mode only, no matter how toxic it gets. I mean, there's instances where we actually do have to turn it into sub only, but you know, only when it's like a super, super big brigade happening.
do appreciate this, but there's just there's something missing here if I were to just leave it at that. Because while I'm willing to acknowledge that in our direct interactions, Vaush has been fair to me, what I can't look past is the way that through the mobilization of his community, he has caused harm. Not just to me, but to other more vulnerable people.
As chatters, you're not going to want to see this because like this kind of gets into like chatters and their fucking behavior actually having an impact. Some chatters will not care because like their whole purpose is this, to get this kind of reaction out of a human that they despise, right? But when you do actually do this, when you brigade people, like you end up gaslighting them, you end up changing their fucking point of view. Like I hate, God, I should never be honest on the internet, but I'm oh, you know, sorry, Lord forgive me, but I'm about to be honest on the internet again, okay? But when stuff like that happens, you end up literally doubting yourself. Like, because that's all you're seeing. All you're seeing is like fucking hate-filled comments about how much you fucking suck and how stupid you are or whatever the fuck. And all it doesn't take too much. It takes like 30 people to like say it. 30 people to brigade you in a positive, whenever like someone is seeing you in a positive light, right? And that does take on a mental toll for sure. And unless you quite literally, you know, stop, log off, touch grass, meet people in the real world who are like, what do you mean? You car drama? Like what? I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like you're awesome. I love your shit. It's hard to get out of that space. You know what I mean? Great example of this is when the HasanAbi head was spotted wearing the unionized merch tee at the Chateau Marmont picket line. Okay? And then another chatter was like, hey, I actually spoke about organizing, you know, grocery store workers in my grocery store, and I gave an interview at a local news show, a local news program wearing the unionized merch as well. And I was reminded once again, like, there's plenty of fucking members in this community that like I have helped radicalize, that I've done my job and played a significant role and gotten them on the pipeline to, you know, engage in leftist organizing in their communities, and that's the ultimate goal, right? And I often forget that because like I am so constantly barraged with like people saying I'm a fucking piece of shit that I end up doubting myself. And that is the point. That is the goal. That's the biggest W you could ever get as a hate raider. I acknowledge that. So, you know, I try to very, very desperately not see it. And, you know, I think I'm getting better at it, but it does suck. Bother you because their perspective frustrates you, or is it because they're twisting your words to reinforce their cognitive dissonances? Both. All of that. All of the above. You know? It's also kind of gross because, you know, the interesting thing about this is that the interesting part about this content is that like this is a back and forth. I very deliberately don't have like a sub-only chat. I very deliberately only have like usually a 10-minute follow mode in the chat, right? Because I want to foster that conversation. I want people to like who have genuinely interesting and genuinely curious, actually curious, not just curious Andes, but like actually differences in opinion that want to learn, okay? That are curious, that are charitable, to come in and be like, hey, I don't really fully understand this, okay? And people take advantage of that. People take advantage of that and make the stream about themselves and about their own personal project. And it's really fucking annoying. It sucks.
Backlash has been exhausting for me. I hit a low point during the weeks following my video's release, which was the lowest I've been in a long time. But the thing is, no matter how bad this experience might have been for me, ultimately, I've had it easy compared to others. And there are a few reasons for this. I am someone who already has a decently sized platform. I have a base of online support, and from this direct material stability. I do this full time, and I have the freedom to take breaks when things get heavy. What's more is that I am also afforded certain protections that a lot of other people are not. I cannot be attacked in the same way that marginalized creators can, with the weight of actual discrimination and persecution compounding on top of these attacks, with the attacks themselves being capable of levying transphobia, homophobia, sexism, or racism, of attacking people for who they are. They can't do that to me. What this means is that there's a certain amount of deferential treatment going on here that I think is worth exploring. The deferential treatment in this case being from the communities that are motivated by Vaush's actions. If you want an example of what this deferential treatment looks like, all we have to do is look at what happened to Professor Flowers. Professor Flowers released a video last week that goes over her experience of dealing with the backlash from debating Vaush. In it, she describes how difficult it's been for her to get back to making videos. It's taken her over 6 months to do so, and one of the reasons for this is the racist harassment that she has experienced. And regardless of how you feel that she portrayed herself in their debate or in any subsequent videos or streams, this is something that should be unacceptable. I do recommend that you go watch her video. I'll leave it linked in the description.
No, fuck this guy. This guy's full of shit. Okay.
One of the most frustrating parts about this whole thing is the fact that even by just mentioning her in this video, I have to contend.
Dude, Vaush fans, stop. You're literally doing the thing that I'm saying is like larger than Vaush and like a lot of people engage in the debate space. You're doing that. You're currently doing the thing that is being criticized in the video. Okay, stop. Stop. Please, what the fuck?
The fact that I might be reigniting some level of harassment against her and any of the people I mention. And that's just really shitty that that's how this has to be. I did get her permission to include her in this video, but the fact that I felt the need to ask, I think, says something. Anyways, let's look at one example of differential treatment from her situation. So this is a thumbnail from a prominent Vaush Clips channel featuring an image of a photoshopped black Adolf Hitler. The video that this thumbnail is on is a segment from Vaush's debate with Professor Flowers. The video is titled, "Vaush owns a black white supremacist in this debate." It has been deceptively edited to make it seem as though Professor Flowers says things that she doesn't say. This includes a moment where they make it look like she calls her own father an oppressor because he's white. Many viewers took this at face value, commenting how messed up it was that she talk about her family like that, even though she never did. The account admits to having done this, but says that it's fine because according to them, she probably believes it anyway. This is something that should be unacceptable. And before you say that it is, that this sort of behavior is denounced and that members of Vaush's community are purged if they're found acting in racist ways, the channel has 25,000 subscribers. This is more subscribers than Professor Flowers herself has.
For the record, again, not just about Vaush, but there are entire fucking orbiter communities that are cultivated off of this sort of stuff that 100%, like there are communities, their Reddit is literally them just doing the thing, which is sad, which is because Vaush said he didn't want to engage in drama anymore and are encouraging it for their entertainment. Yeah, that's it. You nailed it. Those are people who are not Vaush fans. They will not be Vaush fans for long. They will not be, they're just fans of, they're fans of Bloodsport. It might come across like Vaush fans, but they're not actually Vaush fans. They're just fans of Vaush tearing people down. And the moment that he doesn't do that, or the moment that there's another person that does that to Vaush, they're going to fucking move on to that person. They're going to say, hey, take it from someone who's been there, you know? They're going to say, hey, I've moved beyond Vaush. He fucking sucks. Okay? After all, a lot of them probably came from Destiny's community. And they moved on to your community. They moved on to my community, and then they moved on to your community. Why do you think they did that? And why do you think it won't happen to you? And if you keep feeding that beast, what do you think will happen? There's always going to be another fucking dude that takes advantage of your weaknesses. By the way, you literally pulled up a HasanAbi industrial complex thumbnail and criticized it. Oh yeah, 100%. I have no control over my fucking HasanAbi complex, but when they step out of line, I get very mad and I'll clap back. Freshly tuning in, can you explain whatever Vaush is? He's a content creator that is like that engages in debates.
Professor Flowers tweeted a screenshot of this thumbnail, which made the rounds. The video itself has 25,000 views, and
I'm one of those people. I had an anti-SJW phase and everything. I'm trying to improve, to be honest, but really don't know where to start. I mean, where you can start is recognizing that you had an anti-SJW phase and then, you know, completely stripping yourself of like those prior fucking takes and attitudes you had. Hold on.
Subscribers than Professor Flowers herself has. Professor Flowers tweeted a screenshot of this thumbnail, which made the rounds. The video itself has 25,000 views and a 98% like to dislike ratio. And Vaush follows this account on Twitter. They know about this. They just don't care, or they don't see the racism. And I'm not really sure which one of these is worse, but I think both should be unacceptable. A related example here of this sort of differential treatment is with a creator that I mentioned earlier, Cat Black. Now, in the past month or so, following this interaction with Vaush, Cat has mentioned how she's experienced racism from white leftists even more than she's seen from racist white conservatives. Now, for context, Cat is someone who's been around on YouTube for a long time, since 2005 to be precise. Goober Noah for scale here. This is me in 2005.
Hello.
Technically YouTubing, so that's cool. But my point is, Kat has been doing this for a while. She was on YouTube at the height of the anti-SJW wave, through all the reactionary and alt-right stages of content creators, and she's still uploading today. So when she makes this comment that she's received, quote, way more shit from white leftists than she does from racist white conservatives, immediately following this conflict with Vaush, with his identity politics arguments being spat at her online, well, that's something that should probably ring some alarm bells, no? A similar sentiment was expressed last month by Professor Flowers during another wave of harassment from Vaush fans. She wrote on Twitter, "I've literally experienced less racism growing up around white conservatives." There seems to be some sort of pattern here that may be worth noting. I don't know what it is, but it's super crazy. Oh my gosh, what happened? I don't know. One of the ways that Vaush and his community operate that serves to control the narrative is by outwardly and loudly condemning harassment when it is made public. I remember tweeting a screenshot of some harassment I received on Reddit DMs from a Vaush fan a while ago. Members of his community, like mods, immediately came in and sort of made a display of the fact that the person harassing me had been banned and that they didn't tolerate that type of stuff. And while I'm inclined to say that this is a good
Like, all those fucking mods are from here. Most of them, if not all of them, okay? Or other communities as well. There's one other community that they're probably from, but a big chunk of them are literally from here. And now fucking despise me. And that continues to fester the, you know, the toxicity, the back and forth nonstop.
Good thing that this is what is supposed to happen. At the same time, I can't help but wonder, why is this still up? Obviously they know about it and they haven't done anything. And my guess is that when it comes to people that they've collectively decided are okay to punch down on, people like Professor Flowers, then there's no real incentive to crack down on this stuff. When the people at the top have signaled that being mean and dogpiling the bad people is okay, then why would anyone say anything? If it's not advantageous from a PR perspective, then why bother?
As a 40-year-old dude, I don't understand why he cares about the internet drama. I watch it because you have interesting takes on current events. Yeah, this is what I like to call, like, you know, a little bit of, this is just a housekeeping, you know? So every now and then we got to do stuff like this. And I've done this, I've done this a bunch, okay? You know, there's always some time to just, you know, I often stay away from this kind of shit because I fucking hate it. And I think it's like completely stupid and only benefits those who are like, no, fuck that. I'm going to keep making fucking debate content. And like, I'm going to keep making like takedown videos and shit like that. And I'm going to use the takedown videos on leftist content creators that, and not, you know, right-wing content creators, but just straight up, I'm going to like try to eat away at the audience of leftist content creators by shitting on them. And it's a little, it can be a little successful. I mean, after all, like I said, this community has a lot of overlap with Vaush. Had a lot of overlap with Vaush. I'm sure there's still fans of both of us that are in here right now, but it's completely fucking changed into like the fuck Hasan corner over there in the exact same ways that I hear from other communities. People Pepe la RTBing after he said what he said are so out of the loop they think he means me. That's why I said what I said. Oh yeah. And it happened like this. It happened overnight almost with the Ukraine stuff because I banned so many fucking people because I was so frustrated over and over again with people being like, dude, they're going to nuke everything. Vladimir Putin's going to nuke everyone. We need to fucking nuke Russia first or whatever the fuck. Okay? And you know how I get. I get so fucking hard-headed and mad. Okay? And I banned so many people and they literally were just like, I hate him now. and it's supposed to be otherwise a minor disagreement, but like it's over. And you know, I think that I'll be real. I think that Vaush probably took a little bit of an advantage of that. You know, can't hold it against them too hard. Everyone's trying to, you know, make their own space here. Okay, but you know, I don't know how many videos he cut from specifically that sort of stuff, but he definitely fed into that. And that's why I had to fucking deal with so many fucking weirdos in here. But yeah, I did deal with a lot of what he's saying. Now, of course, not the same. It's not the same as like other content creators that are much smaller that have to deal with this on a daily fucking basis and have to put up with this because this is the only way that they can like maybe even get an audience or prominence. They can sit in front of a fucking audience. But once that fucking, you know, once the straw broke the camel's back, it's very difficult to fucking reverse the hate train. Now, a lot of people will look and find post hoc rationalizations as to why they fucking despise me. Okay? Like, I've seen so many motherfuckers be like, I've defended Hasan through the house thing, but the car stuff and the React Gate stuff, like, you know, that really changed my opinion. He really can't take criticism. It's like, dude, that's not criticism. It's not. Can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. It's okay to walk back bad takes. Don't blame brigades on valid criticism for the Ukraine take. My friend, if you still cannot comprehend what the difference between like valid criticism and like deranged repetition of the same fucking combos over and over again, same fucking takes, specifically to derail the stream, I don't know what to tell you. You are exactly the person I'm talking about here. You think you moralize what you are doing because you think like this is valid criticism. It's not valid criticism if your perspective is like, oh yeah, you apologize for getting your prediction wrong and being hard-headed about that prediction, even though your analysis leading up to that prediction has been true, okay? And I find myself, again, responding to a bad faith person, hoping that they are good faith, and I do hope, I really, really, really hope that this person is good faith enough to recognize that, okay? This is so boring. Debates have a place. If you don't like it, won't watch this cyberstock. Oh, never mind. Fuck you. Fucking weird. Never mind. I should have never even reached out. I'm so stupid. Lefty debate lord content creators probably feel that it's easier to attack leftist streamers because their right side stands are even more toxic and batshit crazy, and they don't even like people when they're toxic to them. No, I think it's because you can... Vaush literally did a video with a former NATO special operations officer. He's got to be on the State Department's payroll. Dude, you are... Stop, dude. Okay? Stop. He's not in the State Department's fucking payroll, you weirdo. He's just a lib when it comes to Western imperialism. What the fuck is wrong with you? What is... Like, also touch grass, okay? Not everyone is fucking CIA. There's no shot you unironically believe that the CIA is like funding Vaush to make videos to defeat other leftists in the marketplace of ideas, like, and infiltrate leftist spaces by spreading pro-NATO propaganda. Like, what the fuck? No, dude. No. This is a very important point. Brigade's not happening is not daddy streamer saying go brigade. It's just daddy streamer festering a toxic community, then just rants about a person. The community will go on his own. Yeah. I say someone say it about you because you're the Pussy Riot girl and she's a CIA agent. Pussy Riot girl 100% worked with, you know, American State Department when against Russia for sure. Yeah. Nadia. I mean, she did. I don't think she's like actively a part of the. I don't think she's an agent or anything like that. But I think at some point she was definitely an asset. But the CIA works with everyone, literally, like everyone. The CIA works with. It's like saying, you know, the CIA works with every single fucking person in, as long as they are against America's enemies, foreign and domestic. What is happening to my fucking Chatterino, dude? What's going on here, huh? Chatterino's overloaded. Not Vaush. Yes, I don't think Vaush is CIA. Turtleman420, thank you for the 25. Get the subs. Don't you think this problem as a whole exists solely because y'all are in constant search of content, so community becomes an Ouroboros eating its own arse for content? Yes, but that's why I ban people who like fucking even like, this is one of the few instances where I talk about this dumb shit. Normally I don't talk about this shit at all. Specifically because I hate it. I hate the community that it fosters. I hate the fucking attitudes that comes out of having these sorts of conversations. And that's precisely why, like, I literally will ban people that link videos that are negative of me, or ban people that are linking videos that are negative of other people in this space. All the time. Like, non-fucking stop. Because I think it's just bad.
A related point here, and something that Lua brings up in her video, is that examples like these really make you wonder just how much racist shit goes on in these spaces unchecked. How many so-called leftists from this community have felt emboldened by Vaush or any one of his orbiters to pile on to Professor Flowers, and how many of them are going to get away with it? How many of them will say years down the line, oh man, that Professor Flowers drama was really crazy, right guys? It was fun while—
Yeah, you were quiet about 98% of leftist infighting, and that was a good idea. And we're going to go back to that. I'm just saying. CIA works with everyone. What I understand is I'm such a loser. Not even the CIA wants my help. I mean, they don't work with me. It's funny that some haters mention your genetics as a part of your success, and it sounds super incelish. It is super incelish. It's because they haven't been able to shed that fucking part of their brain where they're like, no one would pay attention to Hasan if he wasn't sexy and 6'4" and built like a fucking giant. I'm like, thanks, but also weird. Why do you do that? How can Vaush be blamed for what another fan channel does? I think he was saying that, like, it's the attitude that community fosters that allows fan channels to think like this is going to be, you know, going to be content that is appreciated in that community, and also that, you know, he is very much aware of that. His community making content like that. Because once again, I do this all the time. You can't just like be like, oh man, I'm not shitting on anyone. I'm not brigading anybody. You have to actively go against it. You have to actively fucking tell people not to do it. And they still do it regardless, for the record. They still do it regardless. I do it all the time. I fucking yell at people. I ban people even mentioning it. I ban people that they think that they're like being helpful to me. I mean, I did it earlier. They'll be like, oh, they're talking about Destiny, or Destiny's talking about you. Like, I'll ban them. Even when people say like Pepe Le V or D, we literally clap that too. I feel like people that type Pepe Le V or D, we clap that as well. All of these terms you are mentioning are nuked regularly, and it still happens.
get away with it? How many of them will say years down the line, oh man, that Professor Flowers drama was really crazy, right guys? It was fun while it lasted though. Meanwhile, you know, 6 months of racist harassment that almost resulted in Lua quitting YouTube and worse. And that just really doesn't sit right with me, you know? And I hope it doesn't with you either. I hope this causes you to wonder, like, hey, why does stuff like this only seem to be a problem when people shine a spotlight on it? Are we okay with this sort of deferential treatment for marginalized creators just because it's been greenlit from the top? These are things that I feel like we should be thinking about. But I don't know. But I don't know anything, actually. So don't listen to me. So time has passed, right?
A lot of times I see shit about you, and whenever I feel like responding, I take a step back and realize it has no bearing in my life what others think about someone I watch for entertainment. I feel like that should be the de facto attitude towards content creators and things that improve a lot. I mean, listen, man, if people are fucking lying about me, you can correct them. God damn, like, don't be toxic.
And as I said, things have mostly calmed down for me.
Not
but I
saying
still wanted
fucking,
to speak.
you know, let people just fucking slander me on the timeline. God damn, dude. This is why I get no fucking defense, okay? This is why whenever other way more active communities of like deranged psychos fucking decide to come after me, I got nothing going on. All you motherfuckers are too busy like looking the other way like, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, you're on your own, bitch. Fucking do you. Don't be normal. Be a little
not
abnormal.
Just because it has been exhausting, but really because I know I haven't seen anywhere close to the worst of it. And that genuinely worries me. It worries me for the people that may experience this without the protections that I am afforded or without the support base of being somewhat established as a content creator. It's sad.
No one's gonna dox you, bro.
Who
Chill.
have already gone through it. People who I know are just trying to do good with the odds stacked against them and being nearly driven off of the platform because of it. I really don't want to see that happen to anyone, and regardless of your opinions of any of the people that I mentioned here, I hope you can understand where I'm coming from when I say that. This video is not a personal attack on any of the creators that I've mentioned. All of this does stem from my concern over mistreatment in online spaces, and thus mistreatment in any form in my name is don't do it.
Okay, here's the real take. Are you ready? Are you ready? Wow, I can't believe Noah Samson got his back blown out so fucking hard that he embarrassingly had to delete his fucking video only to re-upload it once again, and also is still crying about this. Oh my god, you're still crying about this. You took the L. Just take the L. Just take the L. Just take the L. The top of the hour ad break is upon us, and if you no longer want to take the L from the top of the hour ad break, all you need to do is subscribe. You can do that for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime. That's right. By connecting your Amazon Prime account, you no longer will take an L. By connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, you get one free Prime subscription a month. Subscription a month. That's right. Motherfucker, I got you. Yeah, exactly. Suck me, okay? Here's the 1 minute ad break now. No, but like, I know so many fucking people are just going to watch this whole thing. Or they're not going to watch the whole thing. They're just going to come into the comments and be like, you fucking suck. You fucking suck. You suck. You took the L so fucking hard. Fuck you. You took the L. My intellectual debate lord daddy destroyed you. He ritualistically embarrassed you. He thoroughly dismantled all your terrible ideas. And guess what? You couldn't cope with that. And that's precisely why. That's precisely why you made this other video also slandering my intellectual daddy. Okay? And I'm sure that's what's probably already happening. And I'm sure people will attack me for even fucking watching this video. Hasan is too afraid to debate Vaush. And that's precisely why he had to fucking watch someone else attack him. What a coward. What an intellectually dishonest person he is. Fuck him. Debates is how you defeat people in the marketplace of ideas. It's the only way to arrive at the truth. I'm not being a toxic, sick fuck. Okay? And if that's your take after all of this, delete your channel. Delete your fucking channel. If that's your take after you watched all of this, then, you know, you can't really fucking, I can't save you. No one can. Maybe one day I could just sit back and hope that one day you change your ways. You grow up, you get a girlfriend or something, you go to the gym, you know? Like the other chatter, I don't want to contribute to the toxicity of the online argument, so when I see people lying about you, I just start agreeing with them and actually start personally spreading those lies myself out of solidarity. Fuck you. Speaking of attacking, 10-year ban on Will Smith, worth it? Dude, that is so psychotic. That's actually fucking insane. Anyway, now that I've geared you up for the idiocy of online debates, okay, and how toxic certain communities can be, especially when they engage in online debates, now we're going to watch a criticism video of me from a group of individuals, these two guys, that I've not actually seen before, that I'm not very familiar with, but I'm going to be like over the top charitable, like the most charitable motherfucker you've ever seen in your entire life.